Today's episode is brought to you by Dillyco. Are you looking for some cool, comfy pickleball gear and clothes for everyone? Dillyco. Check out today's episode for a special promo code. Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian and the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside me in our state-of-the-art recording studio in downtown La Mesa, California, above Public Square Coffee, is my lovely wife, co-host, CFO, art teacher, mom, overall great gal, and I already used this joke on the one intro we didn't use, and recent honor roll graduate inductee is Melissa Nickerson, our producer, Andy Laura. Good to see everybody. Cheers to us.
To us. What about, I don't know if it is, isn't it the National Honor Society?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
I mean, you look very preppy right now, and I like it. I like it. That's how you dressed when we started dating in high school. There were some polos back in the day.
There were some polos.
And I was wearing them back then, too. Wore them in my early 20s, and I haven't seen them since. And it's I don't know. You golf in a polo as a middle-aged man, and then you go to a wedding in one. A wedding of someone you don't care that much about. That's what you're like,
That's a West Coast wedding.
I think weddings have gotten just casual in general. I think the people are...
I think the South and the East Coast are still very formal.
Was that Southern wedding that we went to, Lucy and Aaron's, was it all dolled up? I mean, I was because I officiated it.
I would say it's pretty formal. Also, those were comics, so they don't count.
Amongst civilians.
Well, when we're in Alabama, there's a lot of people looking fancy at a family camp.
I think that's true. You're right. You're right.
At family camp.
At family camp.
Yeah. And I'm like, less close. It's summer. It is July in Alabama. Give me my Speedo and let me roam this family camp in peace.
Now, the people that are dressed up are like usually inside all day.
Yes.
You know, because they're running the show and stuff.
Well, regardless, this is a nice podcast attire, but trash for a Southern wedding, is what you're saying.
It's not formal.
But on the West Coast, the bride could wear this.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
With like tattoos all down her arms and like purple hair. Like just.
Yeah.
Totally.
Hell yeah.
Great.
Sounds like a great wedding.
Each
Why I
wedding.
haven't moved.
Wedding.
Sounds fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. We had people in shorts at our wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, they're called My Family.
Open Hawaiian shirt. Shorts.
In their defense,
flip-flops.
In their defense, it was their clean Hawaiian shirt. In their defense, it was.
They got it in Hawaii.
Yeah. It was. It was actually from Hawaii. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in to this week's podcast, a little podcast that could. Backseaters, always great to hear from you. We have lots to get to. We have a Netflix Netflix is a joke festival recap. We have quite the Mother's Day experience. We got lots of stuff to get to. We'll see how much of it we get to or not. But first, I want to give a shout out to all of our patrons. If you're not familiar with Patreon, it's a little way you can give a little more to the pod and get a little more from the pod.
That's
and
right.
I believe, in addition to, discounts on merch and extra behind-the-scenes footage and early access to the episode and meet and greets at my shows. Yep. We have a monthly Patreon Zoom hang, which I think is this Sunday.
Yep, May 19th.
May 19th.
5 p.m.
5 p.m.,
Yep.
4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is where I'm going to be. Do you know where I'm going to be this weekend?
Yes.
I've narrowed it down to 2 states.
Wyoming and Colorado.
Yes, very good.
Collins.
Fort Collins.
Yep.
One of the Colorado colleges is there. I'm not sure. It's not I think it's Boulder is where Colorado is. I think Colorado State might be in Fort Collins. I'll know this weekend. I will know this weekend.
Great.
Also, one of my favorite things, this is the only place that I'm really actively engaged on the old Facebook, is I pay the most attention to is the Dustin Nickerson Comedy Fans Facebook group. It's I think we're at almost 400. I think now it's a good group.
Something like
Love
that.
them all.
Yeah.
It's real funny. A lot of the inside jokes of the podcast are there. People doing meetups for shows and stuff. I'm going to ask Mel. This was a big internet question, and I'm going to pose it to the group as well.
Okay.
The Facebook group. Actually, Doug is. Doug, engage, or Carrie, or one of the administrators. Demarius, whoever gets to it first. This is a big internet question. We're going to ask it on the Facebook, and I'm going to ask it to Mel right now. Andy, you may have seen this. Okay, so Melissa. I think this is such a funny. I think you may have seen it. All right. You are alone in the woods.
Bad start.
Bad start. If you are alone in the woods, what would you rather encounter? A man or a bear? We know nothing about the man or nothing about the bear. This is just a man, a bear.
Is it a koala bear?
You are by yours. We know nothing about the type of bear or the type of man. You have to choose. Man or bear? What would you rather encounter alone in the woods?
That's tough.
It sucks that it's tough, by the way. Doesn't it suck that it's tough?
My initial thought is like, well, I'll have AirPods in and I will walk by fast. Like on a hike.
It's such like a modern woman answer. I'll just have my AirPods in and just keep looking ahead.
Tunnel vision.
And neither bear nor man will see me or smell me. Because one thing I know about men and bears, if I don't show eye contact, I'll be fine.
No eye contact.
So that was your initial thought.
That was my initial thought. That was how I was going to get through
I think it's fair to assume at this point your AirPods are dead. I don't think you've been.
Dang it!
I don't think you've only been in the woods for like 6 hours.
My hat's not low enough.
Yeah. That's not low enough.
That's how I get through a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going man because I think I'm gonna have a little more time. Bear is gonna smell me and like charge, or I'm gonna panic. Man, I've got 30 minutes to kind of assess strategy.
You're saying...
Because I know you're not supposed to run away from bears, but I'm going to freak out if I see a bear.
Right. That's true. You're saying bear, you're going to just immediately panic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess there's fight, flight, freeze. Like, I'm going to freeze.
Yeah.
Man, I am going to panic, but I'm going to have a little time.
Yeah. Okay. How? Are you just assuming you're faster than him?
No.
But you're not,
like,
so you're
maybe,
assuming, okay.
Maybe.
Well, you are fast, so you're assuming bear is going to attack you immediately.
I have no chance with a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like,
what's your chance with the man?
Because maybe the bear will like wander off.
Yeah. That's
like best case scenario. Yeah. Man, maybe...
There's no way that man's not going to engage with you, though. That's, in one way, whether help or hurt.
Yeah, but maybe he's going to help me get out of the woods.
Yeah. You're saying there's...
Or maybe he's got a compass.
Well, the bear has an internal compass. So you're saying... You're assuming the bear, at best, the bear is going to be ambivalent towards you.
That's the best case scenario. Because I can't climb a tree and I can't run away from it.
There's a chance the man might help you.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a chance the man might help you get out of the woods. There's no chance that bear is going to help you get out of the woods.
No. And if anything, I'm going to get further lost.
Yeah. That's an interesting point because this does assume you're lost in the woods.
Yeah.
Not just alone in the woods. Because if you know your way out, maybe you don't need the man.
That's true. Then I still just don't want to risk it with a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are hungry.
I do think that is
eaten.
Yeah. I do think that is a logical answer. I do think the fear of the man is an emotionally driven answer, but a rational emotion.
Yes.
Because I will tell you, my initial thought was the this is I'm trying to think of this. The worst that bear is going to do is eat you.
Yeah.
A man can do worse than eat you.
You're right. You're not wrong. But it's more
a man can put you through a psychological torture. A man can put you through a worse hell than a bear. Unfortunately, are bad. So
yeah. Oh god.
It sucks that there's worse than eat you.
I guess I just thought maybe I could still live.
Yeah, but you might not want to.
I know.
Yeah. It's a fun exercise to go all the way down.
Because survival goes, no, I want to live.
Yeah.
That's survival instincts go like, how do I get out of here alive?
Yeah, an individual woman's chances are better against a man than a bear, for sure. Mm-hmm. You could betray the man. You could
lie.
Trick him. You could lie. You could charm him. You could backstab him. That man's going to go to sleep at some point. Even if he kidnaps you or does whatever it may be, you could poison him. You could do something.
I got poison.
You got, yeah.
I don't have a cell phone, but I have poison.
You've got some, you've got more options. There's no option on the bear.
Yeah. I know, but what if you run away from the man and run into a bear?
Well.
Now what?
Yeah.
Out of poison.
Here's a question. Out of poison.
Now you gotta lure the bear to eat the man. And then
throw the man
and then everyone's
at
in
the
the
bear.
clear.
Yeah.
Because then you're out. The bear's full.
Yeah.
The man's gone. And now you got time to get out.
Yeah. This is a funny, I don't know. There's so many variables to this scenario. As a dude, I was like, bear, I'll be fine. And I'm like, that's an idiotic answer. The question is, somebody posed it like if you had to think about it with your daughters, and then you're like, well, I don't really want to. This isn't a fun icebreaker anymore. There's a tipping point on this. You're like, this is not an enjoyable time for me to think through this exercise.
One? Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which terrible encounter would you like to have? I'm going to take this as a slightly, I think, I'm going to be a real man and make this about me. I think that this is a slight compliment to me, and that your interactions with one man for 23 years now have been somewhat positive, that you're like, they're not all monsters.
Right.
There's a chance they might be a nice one that helps me.
Yeah, like an outdoorsman.
I mean, it's great. There's some men, if it's Bear Grylls, winner.
That's it.
That's it. We found the answer. What is the answer?
It's the same thing.
We solved the riddle. We solved the riddle of man or bear. The answer is both. It's Bear Grylls.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's going to start a fire.
Yeah.
We're going to eat
We
some
win.
worms.
We
Trip over a
win.
crevasse.
Talk about a button on the end of that clip.
Got it.
All right. Throw it up on the group. 3 options. Man, bear. Melissa will delete this poll. It's an inside joke.
Yes.
Mel always deletes that.
But
All
Man
right.
or Bear would be a great sequel to Cocaine Bear. Just
Hey,
for the record.
here we go. Man versus cocaine. Speaking of the Netflix festival,
Hey.
we have so much to get to here.
Yeah.
And we already knocked out like 13 minutes just talking about bears and men and Bear Grylls. So last weekend, the last 2 weeks have been the Netflix is a Joke Festival up in Los Angeles, California. If you did not have the chance to, Mulaney did the show, the Everyone's in LA. I've only seen clips of it. They had an ongoing thing about like, we need to find Flea. And Flea, they found Flea, and he does what feels like an improvised speech. Flea to me is Los Angeles. I love Flea. And the Peppers are California. Even they're not my favorite band of all time. A lot of hits. But he does this speech at the end of the show about, he's like, I wasn't lost, I was in Denny's. And then he goes on to talk about how Denny's is LA. Everyone is in Denny's. And then he goes on this, he's like, I love this beautiful, filthy city. And it's one of the best It's one of the best descriptions of monologues I've ever heard about LA, because one of the hard things about LA is like people hate it, and they're allowed to hate it, and then some people act like it's all glitz and glamour, and you're like, it's actually both of those things, and that's why it's such a great city. That's why it's unlike any other city in America, and that like Skid Row and Beverly Hills are in that close of proximity, and that makes movies, and it makes music, and it has Sunset, and it has hipsters over in Silver Lake, and it's got theme parks. It's crazy, and I happen to be wearing the shirt, but like it's a crazy city. So definitely Google or get on TikTok or wherever you go. It's very endearing, and I think the more you embrace kind of that, like that it is the contrast of that, and it has like we were going downtown, went to the I had a show for the Dodgers thing that we're going to talk about. Grand Central Market's unbelievable, and just the grit, and it has like such a rich Mexican culture and population. I love it. I love that. I have zero desire to live there, but we're happy here in San Diego. That being said, festival was great. We're going to talk about the Hollywood Bowl show we went to, but Sunday on Cinco de Mayo, we had my show at the Hollywood Improv. Everyone who came out, thank you. It was fantastic. Easily the most fun I've ever had in that room. So fun. Zoltan was on the show. Stephen Fury hosted. Great time. Thank you, everyone that came out. Gosh, I love the improv so much. I love leaning over on the piano. I love just that room. It's great. I love the green room. I love the weirdness. I love Melrose. Fantastic.
It was great.
Super fun. It also happened to be on the night of the most popular thing at the festival, which was the roast of Tom Brady, and you guys still came out, which was great. It just meant all of the like buzz was elsewhere. I told Mel, I got off my phone. I went and did my show. I felt really great about it. All the fans we connected with, hung out. Some guests were there and stuff that we hung out and saw, and loved my set, loved all of it. And I gotta go, the roast of Tom Brady is trending on every app. Every single app. It's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. It's all roast of Tom Brady. This is the single, and it was at the Forum. You know, I'm over at the Melrose Improv. Hey guys, you guys come on see my little show.
I know they told us the taping was 3 hours, but did they release it live as well?
It aired live,
and then they chopped it up.
I think they aired
like a live stream.
Yeah, and then they chop it up and release it.
Put it on Netflix.
Yeah,
clips.
I think it's great. I mean, it's roasts are kind of a part of comedy culture.
Yeah.
And they always have been, back to the old like Friars roasts, the Friars Club. So it was a big one. It's fine. It was funny. There was Nikki had an unbelievable set, it was, but it was just so funny that was our night. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because that ended up being the
most talked about thing of the entire festival by far. So I did time. And then, thanks to Aunt Taylor Tomlinson, we went to Universal Studios the next day. Still fun. Still fun. You ever gone on I'm sure you have, theme parks on a school day Monday?
Ooh. Yeah.
No lines.
Yeah.
Park to yourself.
That's when we would go, homeschoolers, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was nice. Because the last time we were there, it was like December 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the time before that was like Easter Sunday, spring break or something like that, when the Mario movie came out and we're in Nintendo World. They're like, okay, so the wait time for Super Mario is till tomorrow. Just you have to sit here.
Camp out.
Yeah, we bring a tent. So we had a good time there. That's an important detail. So we had a very interesting festival, very different than everybody else's. So we drive up on Sunday to go up to my show, and we bring the kids. We get the, I never say this right, adjoining rooms. I always want to say conjoined rooms, and Mel's like, that's twins. Not, I was like, I think it still works, but conjoined rooms, as I
if
call
you go to the front desk and ask for conjoined rooms.
Like, excuse me?
All our rooms are actually conjoined.
Yeah.
Adjoining if there's a door.
Okay. I want rooms that share an appendix. That's what I want. Anyways, so we do our show. We hang out with Zoltan and Emma afterwards. And then the next day we're like, hey, we're going to go to Universal. And then the ongoing bit was so funny because, the kids miss Monday. They can't miss Tuesday. And so I'm going, I was just like, all right, Mel, have a good drive. So over and over all day, I was like, you got to drive back to San Diego tonight. I'm going to walk back to the hotel. We're literally staying at the hotel.
We dropped you off at the hotel.
Dropped me off at the hotel. And all right, have a good drive. And I was like, you might want to go to the bathroom one more time before you get your driving. And so Mel did a theme park day, then a 2.5-hour drive.
In the dark. Well,
in the dark.
We were just watching the traffic,
Yeah, because
there's no reason to leave at 5 or 6
out of LA. No, gosh, no. You either have to leave at noon or 9, or
Yeah.
And so 9 it was for you.
But we did it with one stop. We that time because I did 3 up and backs to LA.
Mm-hmm.
That time we got the really good gas station stop, like right off the freeway.
Oh, so?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Got gas, got back in the car.
You would never stop in Oso. You're too close to home at that point. You're not going to stop on, in Lake Forest.
No.
Too close to home.
Yeah, too close.
Yeah. You've made it already.
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm actually going to be out of gas.
Yeah.
At that point. But even then, I think I'd still choose to stop in San Clemente over Oso.
Yeah.
Just because I want to be in San Clemente.
Yeah.
Stopped in San Clemente.
Nice.
Ooh, fancy. No, we like, I like it's a quick off the freeway gas station. It's got an Arco.
Yeah.
It's cheap. You're there. Easy back on. That's all you're looking for. If you you have to make a stop. A lot of lighting.
Yeah.
Very safe.
Mm-hmm. But I got lucky because I had Joel.
Mm-hmm.
I had Joel, my co-pilot. Yeah, so he could troubleshoot for the girls.
Yeah.
All the tech. All the portable chargers that were dying.
Yes. After a theme park day.
And
can you turn on your hotspot? Mom, I need your hotspot. Mom, can I get a portable charger? Mom, I'm hungry.
These headphones. I don't want to use my headphones. I want to use your AirPods.
Well, you lost your AirPods. You literally dropped them down a sewer. So if you can go down there with Pennywise and fish out your AirPod.
I have AirPods.
Yeah. I have a AirPod. That's if you want to know what having an ADHD teenager it's like. They just got one AirPod.
So
no
they
case,
got an hour.
No charging case. They're trying to get in on your charge.
Yeah. They want to take your charging case on a field trip.
Yeah.
With their one AirPod.
You think Pennywise is down there with like 1,000 AirPods?
Yes.
Who's the clown now?
Yeah, I win. I win. Someone drop your charger. I need the charging case. They just dropped the AirPods.
They're dead.
I was like, Gloria, you have headphones. Then she's like, that's embarrassing. I'm like, great. As long as you say it. When they articulate it, I'm fine with it,
But,
I mean, I'm still not going to give you the AirPod, but... Oh, I did the thing today. Did it work? So Gloria's late every day. Did she know? So I was like, I told you, I was like, I'm going to leave. And I'm going to go around the block, make her think I'd leave. Did she know I was coming back? Or did you... What happened?
No,
so I left.
She was just like, so her ride was gone. And she was like, I'm not walking.
So
and then I was like, well, maybe just wait outside. See if he comes back for you. And she's like, I'm not waiting outside because she gets embarrassed in front of our house. So she's lurking in the door frame like she can see the road, but she can't. Yeah. She's not seen. That was... I
told her on Monday, I will leave if you're not out here when I tell you to come out here. I will leave. And today I did. And so as long as she felt the moment of panic, that was the only goal. So she felt the moment of panic that I left?
Yeah, but she did not leave the house.
No, I knew she wouldn't leave the house, but I needed her to feel the panic that I might leave. And I did tell her when she got in the car, I will leave next time and I will not drive you in. So if you walk out and that car's not there, just start walking. And maybe I'll go. Maybe after I drop Claire on time, I'll come back and get you.
I did want her. I was like, you better start apologizing.
She did. She got in the car and she goes, I'm sorry.
I didn't tell her to, but...
Great. It's hard to communicate to a child how being late is rude. To certain things.
Because they don't drive yet.
Well, I mean, and it is rude to certain things. Like if someone's waiting for you, a lunch, a meeting, a ride, being late is a party where we're all kind of popping in. There's multiple people there. If you're bringing some to the party, then you're late. But then it's rude. But it's I don't know.
I mean, it's just, we got 20 days left. 20 days left.
We are limping to the finish line.
Yeah.
It is.
And we were at a Padres game last night, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't help. And then we went to Ghirardelli's. I don't even know. It sounds Italian, right? Ghirardelli's? Is that an Italian word?
Maybe.
There's no way we could know either.
I know. There's no
That's
way.
the hard thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Caparotti's, that's a sub place, right?
Is
Italian subs.
American the company
Yes,
of
after the Italian chocolatier. Domenico Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli's. I don't know why it's so fun to say. Every once in a while, a sponsor comes along that genuinely improves your life. And that's what Dillyco has been for us.
Yeah.
Dillyco has gotten us back into pickleball. And by that, I mean me into pickleball. And me back into it and Mel into it for the first time.
I'm a beginner.
Oh, but you're good.
It's so fun.
It's very
so
fun. It's very fun, and it's nice to go out with little paddles and shirts and gear that you like and you feel good in.
We've done some doubles with all sorts of different people in our
play
community.
Some public square people. It's great.
We're having a blast.
It's so much fun. And we're thankful to Dillyco for sending us the gear. And I really like the paddles. I've been using pickleball paddles my whole life, and they're very high quality, but they're not too much. It's very accessible. The clothes are good for everybody. They got
super
some good
comfortable.
tees. It's got the the athletic kind of look and feel to it. The hoodie I wear a lot. It's very comfy. I get a lot of compliments on it. A lot of people are like, you play pickleball? But not in like, oh, that guy plays pickleball type way. It's a very delicate art that they do there.
And they have some really fun expressions on the back that are geared for pickleball. And so if you know the sport, you're going to get it and you're going to like it.
And if you go to Dillyco, you go to their website, links right here in the show notes, and you use promo code Backseater. That's all one word. Backseater. You're going to get, we've upped the discount. 20% off.
Woo!
20% off. Use code Backseater. Go get yourself a little paddle, a little shirt,
sweatshirt,
a little sweatshirt, whatever you need. Dillyco is there for you. So we'll see you on the courts. We're in Dillyco. Dillyco. We're at the festival. You drive home on Tuesday.
Yes.
Monday,
I drive home Monday night.
And I had gotten an invite to go do Bert Kreicher, Tom Segura. They have a big 5K. Two Bears, 5K. Speaking of bear, real bear theme. It's their big, yeah.
So this is the second Netflix Fest, I believe.
Second one. They did another one 2 years ago.
So, and then they added this event, which was pretty cool.
It was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I am not a runner, but I'm in decent shape. We do a little. We hike. We walk. I run here and there.
You do weights.
Do some weights, that kind of stuff. Enough. Not enough. Needs to be more. I'm in decent shape. This ended up, and our son is an incredible runner. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But like the shortest version of this story that I can tell is Joel was kind of trying to pace me, and he's like, this is your times that you should aim for. He's giving me some tips. Main thing is whatever you do, don't go out too fast. So we do a day.
You do one fast mile and then have to do two more.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah.
You will crawl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was great. I went in I was like, my only goal is to beat Bert. I have to beat Bert. And then Jelly Roll showed up. I was like, and Jelly Roll. I need to beat Bert and Jelly Roll because they're the main attraction, and I just need to stay in front of them. So we do a full day at Universal Studios. I do a theme park day on Monday with a 5K on deck for Tuesday. And then Joel's like, you both were like, you need to run a little bit before that 5K, just so you go feel you remember what it feels like to run before you go and do
that. That
this.
was Joel's tip.
Yeah. So I go I do a full day at Universal, and then I go run for 20 minutes on the treadmill.
And he told you to stretch.
And then I did stretch a bunch.
Yeah.
Next day, get up, feeling good enough. It's at the Rose Bowl. Excited to go do that. Love the Rose Bowl. College football fan, UW fan. Fantastic. Going up, feel pretty good. Zoltan's running it. I got a friend. Greg Warren's there. It's great. So we go out. run, get a good time, beat Zoltan because I'm competitive. Like outkicked him at the end, but Greg outkicked me. Just a couple of middle-aged dudes still being competitive, hoping not to pull a hamstring. Get to the end. And then the after party is on the Rose Bowl field, which is amazing. So fun. We get out, and but it's Bert. So there's a VIP area. We're all like having some beers. It's a good time. We're hanging out. At one point, Zoltan's like, I need to go to the bathroom. So I start talking to a couple other people, talking to another guy. He's like, I need to go to the bathroom. So I just move to that group. I grab another beer. We're ending up on the field for about 4 hours. I should have caught a clue that everyone I was with had to go to the bathroom, but I never had to go. That I was starting to get pretty dehydrated. Because I had just run a 5K, and I'd done a full day at a theme park the day before, and I'd run the night before, and I was drinking water, but not enough water. And then I got on the Rose Bowl field in the sun after I'd ran and had 3 beers and started throwing the football around. And the hang was fun, by the way, but I get into the car to go back, and I was like,
Uber?
oh, no.
Oh, yeah, you had a friend.
I'm starting to get a little queasy, and I got a little tummy ache and a big headache, and my whole body is sore. Everything hurts. I messaged Bert afterwards. I was like, everything hurts. By the way, this was the least healthy 5K in the history of 5Ks. I've never seen more vaping at a 5K than the Two Bears 5K. Tony Hinchcliffe showed up smoking a cigarette on stage. He was on stage. We'd all run 5Ks smoking a cigarette. People are drinking, having a good time. It was sponsored by a tequila company.
Of course.
A 5K. It was a fun 5K. But I got real dehydrated. I got birded again. I've been birded before.
The most fun 5K.
The most fun 5K. Mm-hmm. Drink more water than you could ever imagine you need to drink. The 24 hours, the 48 hours leading up to it. I got back to the hotel. My muscles were dead. So I was like, I have to get in like the pool real quick or something, you know. And I go to the room. And I turned the lights off. It's one of those kind of, you're like, I need it to be cold and dark.
Yeah, we lost you like the whole afternoon.
I wasn't heard from. I was that level.
You went MIA for like 5 hours.
I was that level of like sick feeling where I couldn't look at my phone. You're like, it hurts to look at my phone. If I look at my phone, because the problem with dehydrated is everything feels bad. Your stomach hurts, you feel queasy, you can't eat, you can't drink enough water, you need to shower, but God knows you can't stand up for that long or be exposed to heat. You'll faint.
Pounding headache.
And the headache is brutal. So I just start pounding headache. I Uber Eats a green smoothie. I essentially am locked into my room. I fall asleep watching with the TV on like I'm a 70-year-old man. And I'm like, I have a pretty big show the next day. That being said, it was very fun. My favorite moment of it was so there was like a VIP area, and we and all these people were like kind of like looking for like the celebrities, and I was in the VIP area, but I was not one that anybody was excited to see. I said to Tom Papa, I was like, this is what it feels like to be one of the less popular animals at the zoo. And then Tom Papa had a great line when Bert and Jelly Roll went on stage, and he goes, "The lions are feeding." It was great. Thank you, Tom and Bert, for having me, and the team for inviting me. It was a great time, but woo, was I so dehydrated. Mm-hmm. I could use some water now just thinking about it.
Well, and I came up again the next day.
For the Dodger show.
Yep.
So Will Smith, the other Will Smith, did a show at the Orpheum, which was awesome. We'd just seen Damian Rice there a few months ago, and it was a benefit show for his fundraiser. And
His
so
charity.
originally, his charity. Originally, we weren't going to do it. Mel wasn't going to come back up, and they're like, "Hey, we got this VIP. There's a red, blue carpet, Dodger blue carpet thing. There's going to be some light bites." And Mel was like, "You had me at light bites."
Well, we already had some family visiting, and so we just I decided I could do 3 trips to LA in 1 week.
Yeah.
And I
Mel
did
did that 6 one-way trips to LA and back in a week.
Yeah. Well, and then Monday I drove all the kids home, and then Tuesday I did like an airport pickup, a rental car check-in.
The grandparents got to town Tuesday while I was dehydrated in the Sheraton Universal.
I did a lot, and but we did it. It was like just like laundry, groceries, turn it around, and go.
You did it.
You did your 5K.
By the way, is you're not going to get. I was saying that there's no sympathy when you get dehydrated. You did that to yourself. What'd you do? Oh, I had 3 beers in the sun. You idiot! After you ran a 5K, was this your first day on Earth?
You're not a victim.
There's no one feels sorry for you. What you have to do is I was like, I have to get healthy by the time Mel comes up here because we have a fun night tomorrow. And we're staying, our favorite hotel in LA is very close to the Orpheum. We like it up here. And then we went to Grand Central Market and Mel's like, I'm going to have a beer. I'm like, I'm going to not. I'm going to have some water. I'm going to drink. Does anyone have any Pedialyte?
On tap.
I am quite ill.
It was our first time finally going to Grand Central Market.
It's great.
The
Have
place
you been?
Is amazing.
No,
it's awesome.
I've not.
It's
rules.
it's like a Pike place.
It's great. It's like but it's more restaurant. Hey, and they've got what was the name of the donut shop?
Yeah,
we
Pike
went
place
to?
is more like fruit stands and this
flowers.
This is
bracelets. A lot of bracelets at Pike.
No,
dream catchers. A lot of dream catchers.
This is all food.
I've never seen anyone buy one. I've been going to Pike Place on and off for 39 years of life. I've never seen someone go, give me that dream catcher. That's what I want.
Someone must be
clearly they are, yeah. Or it's some money laundering scheme.
Flying fish. I don't know. Anyway, Grand Central Market was awesome.
Yeah.
The event was really cool.
Yeah.
The lineup was
crazy.
Insane.
I was cold open. I was the least popular person on the show. I had a great set, but I was a cold open,
and then
I brought up Will, the catcher for the Dodgers, Will Smith, the other Will Smith, and that was the opening joke that I made was, I'm so excited to be performing for the Will Smith comedians aren't afraid of, and then he did a joke like, hopefully I'm the only Will Smith that walks the stage tonight, so I kind of took that joke from him. I was like, well, you didn't run it by me. You think I wasn't going to say that? You think you perform at a Will Smith show and don't make that? I'm the first comedian on the stage. This is a gift that I get to say this.
Yeah.
And then it was hosted by Cedric the Entertainer, which is awesome, a legend. It's hosted by Cedric, and then Tom Papa was on the show. We hung out with Tom and his wife, Cynthia. So fun. The loveliest people.
Yeah, I never met either of them.
Gosh, the Papas. They're a big fan.
Well, I didn't get admitted. I wasn't on the list because something happened. And Tom was like, I'm not leaving until she gets in.
Which was awesome.
He was sweetheart.
You weren't on the list because our manager they had their first baby. Congratulations, Dari. Tom Papa, Heather McMahon was on the show.
She was fantastic.
Igo was on the show. Felipe Esparza was on the show. Felipe used to be a concession guy for the Dodgers, so he came out like, let's go Dodgers. And it was actually, I said this, and then Justin Willman closed, the magician, who's so good. And Will Farrell showed up. Will Farrell showed up shooting T-shirt guns. Yeah, it was incredible.
It was amazing.
How did I forget Will Farrell was there? I don't know. I never saw him come in. I never saw him leave. It was like he just...
I did.
Amazing.
Yeah. I think he Doctor Strange portaled in and out.
At one point, I came up because I didn't have the best shoes, so I had to go sit down sometimes. And I came up backstage and I said, "Oh, excuse me," because I had to get around.
Right.
Will Farrell.
Right. Who was wearing shorts and a Dodgers hoodie, by the way. I'd have it no other way. But you are so funny if you can make a T-shirt gun funny. You are so funny. And he crushed. He had 2 shirts left, and he didn't fire them off, and he left the stage, and we all thought he was going to come back, and he did. He's like, I'm keeping these for myself, and then he left, and that I was like, that's an old show business thing. Keep him wanting more. He left. He didn't 2, not 1, 2. He didn't fire 2 T-shirts from his T-shirt god.
cannons.
It was incredible.
There was a woman. I mean, the whole crowd stood up. There was a woman in the aisle who was like, seriously, throw the T-shirt at me.
Yeah.
But she was too close.
Yeah.
To him, so he was like telling her to back up. And
Yeah, he's like, I
stuff.
can't shoot it at you. I'm going to hurt you. But then he did. He shot it next to her.
Yeah, he aimed,
which is a risky move. He aimed
at the ground.
Yeah.
Right by her. I think she still got it. Yeah.
I hope so.
It was just a whole funny exchange. It was very
Will risked
funny.
it all
Yeah.
to make a fan happy. And you know what? That's a showman. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, it was fun.
festival was great. It was really fun. It was funny. There was this after party. I told them, I said, this would have been higher pressure if I was a Dodgers fan. I'm not a Dodgers fan, but if I would have looked out and it was Mariners players, if it was Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh and George Kirby or like guys who I'm big fans of, I would be a little more intimidated because I would want them to like me a little more. These guys, it was a little less pressure. These guys are more famous, by the way. Ohtani wasn't there, of course, because Ohtani can't just be somewhere.
No.
Yeah.
No, I do think his signed jersey was the one that went.
Of course. Yeah.
They had like an auctioneer.
Yeah.
A live auction and a silent auction. And I think Ohtani's jersey went for like $9K.
Yeah. I don't think they wanted him anything associated with like money and auctions and gambling and bid. I don't think they want him and bidding anywhere near each other in any public association.
Well, there was a lot of Dodgers fans there.
And we weren't sure.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. I was like, is this just a charity event or is this going to be? And then we were walking around and there's a lot of Dodgers fans and stuff around us. Like,
which is cool.
More than, and then I came to stage to Let's Go Dodgers. And I walked out and I was like, thanks for acting like you guys are excited I'm here. And that got an immediate laugh because I'm like, you guys are. But they did the stadium announcer announced you to stage, which was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very fun, and it was,
It was an awesome event, and it wasn't like when you think fundraiser, you think like black tie and formal.
Yeah.
But it was like baseball.
It was baseball.
So
Yeah.
It's California fundraiser.
California fundraiser.
Shirts in a tank.
Shirts at a tank. Thongs and thongs.
Tommy Bahama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it
anyways,
was
the
fun.
fest was great. Just like it's one of those things that I think back to my days at the rec center, and I remember I would just visit comedy club websites, and I just wanted to be one of the guys on the website. I just wanted to be one of the comics that was listed. I didn't need to be the most famous. I didn't need to be the richest. I didn't need to be the biggest. I just wanted that to be my job. I just wanted to be a comedian. And it's
A
the
club
same
comic.
a club comic,
Yeah.
And same with the festival. You're like, I'm not the biggest show. I'm not the festival darling,
Right.
but I am a part of it. And my fans everything that we have in our career right now is because of our fans. And this is not hyperbole. Like, the reason that I have like agents and reps now is because I got enough fans that they're like, oh, this guy really built something, and people are really engaging with it.
Yep.
And so to not only just be a part of the festival, but to have backseaters and fans come out and be a part of it, and then get to do these other shows and do the 5K and stuff, you're like, you reflect back to the early parts of your career, like, this is all I wanted, and everything on top of this is just bonus.
Yeah. I mean, any part of live entertainment, like, you have to build your fan base and find it.
Yeah.
And-
I tell you this every show that I go to. I had this like revelation when we were in Europe. We went and saw Moulin Rouge out there, and I remember telling you, and I'd said it before, and I say this every time I go to a show. Anytime I watch an entertainer, I'm just like, it's an honor to be amongst this. Amongst the entertainers, amongst the artists, amongst the musicians, amongst the comedians, because some of us were kind of born to need this world. Like, and sometimes like the competitive side of you, or like the capitalistic side of you, or the ego side of you wants to get on top of that world, but that's never why you originally got into it. You originally got into it to be creative, to be funny, to want an outlet because you had something to say, because you wanted to connect with people, and you felt a way, and you wanted other people to feel that way too, or you wanted to see if there were other people that could feel the way that you feel, and that's why you got into it. Anyways, the festival was great. I was kind of opining here a bit.
And then what I wanted for Mother's Day was to go to the Hollywood Bowl.
Yes.
And see Nate Bargatze,
Sebastian Maniscalco, Jim Gaffigan,
and Jerry Seinfeld.
And Jerry Seinfeld.
And
what a lineup.
It did not disappoint.
No.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it was such a fun night.
It's an incredible show.
It just, they all did wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had never seen Sebastian or Jerry Seinfeld live.
I'd never seen Seinfeld. It's hard to see Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crushed.
And
murdered.
Yes. He closed, and
he had to. Who was after Seinfeld?
Yeah. And it was really fun because
Jesus.
Because we saw fans and just the people that came in, and a lot of people flew in for the show.
Yeah.
Because they were at the hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were just like, "Yep, this is the thing we're doing."
Yeah.
Just kind of like your Taylor Swift concert,
right?
What have you?
Yeah.
So it was fun.
You know what? And not to
the crowd was very.
Oh,
the best part was
good.
Listening to the crowd before and after, because everyone had their one person that they were like.
And it was easy to tell.
This is
they were Italian.
This is my comic. And so that was kind of fun. When there's four famous comics, you're like, okay, why'd you buy this?
If they were old, Seinfeld. If they looked like they had 7 kids, Gaffigan. If they were under 45, Nate.
Yeah. So it was fun.
It was a very fun show. Fun to see I told Nate this. I told we said this to Nate after, it was, and anybody who would listen, it didn't feel like a comedy show. It felt like a moment in comedy. Because it's this is the craziest lineup. These 4, right. It's crazy.
Well, and it was fun because, premise wise, these are 40-ish to 60-ish year old guys.
A lot of wife stuff.
A lot of wife stuff. So, but on a lineup, you don't want to all have the same premises,
right?
So it was fun,
right?
Because if you get to go first, you get to do whatever you want,
right?
Which Sebastian did. He did his long Universal Studios bit, which
very funny,
is so funny, and so it was great.
It was great. I was glad that you asked for that for Mother's Day. It was good. By the way, we stayed at the same Sheraton Universal for that because it's the closest to the bowl.
Oh my gosh. It was so fast.
So this is not meant to be a name. This is a name. People on this podcast know I'm friends with Nate. Nate's like a mentor to me. I tour with the guy.
Yeah.
So after the show, we get I have the same reps as Nate. So we get tickets to the show. Mel's a cheap Mother's Day date. We get tickets to the show, and afterwards, Nate's like, "Come back," which I was thrilled to see Nate, which is great. Sebastian had given a big charcuterie plates to all the other comedians. Very classy move. Very classy move.
A little Ghirardelli.
I'm obsessed with how I love Sebastian. I love all of those comics. It's the way Sebastian moves in the world. It fascinates me. He told a story about Seinfeld, about how he went out to dinner with Seinfeld, and they went and ate, and the time came from the bill, or the time came to leave, and Sebastian's like, "Where's the bill?" And Seinfeld's like, "Oh, it's done." And there, he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "No, I took care of it." And I guess Seinfeld calls in and just hey, take the card ahead of time, and then that way there's no this and
no
and Sebastian, and you know what Sebastian did? He goes, "That's a very classy move." Sebastian's he's a 50-year-old Italian dude. He's just like he did a Vegas special in a tuxedo. I love Sebastian.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anything like we're Southern California. Like, hey, bro, yeah. And he's like, he probably thinks we're Walmart trash, but I love him. So Sebastian had sent charcuterie reports to all the other comics, which they don't need, by the way. They're the richest comedians in the world. But it was great. Like, oh, a gift, great. And then they all had like themed cupcakes and stuff.
Oh yeah, they were cupcakes.
They were cupcakes and cookies and stuff. And
I was like, we should take those cookies to the kids, but they were cupcakes.
They were cupcakes and cookies and
Can't
whatever it may be. But the afterwards, we hang out with Nate, and that was great. It was wonderful to see him. And I gave Nate the comic talk. I was like, you want to hear who had the best sets? I just like ranked him. And I was like, can you believe they did that bit? I was like, I know, but it was great. It was very comic talk. And so we did that. And then the real gift to that was the bowl had cleared out. There is no worse traffic to get caught in than the Hollywood Bowl. It is the very worst. The little hack that if you want to know the one hack, it's not even a good hack, you have to take an Uber that puts you about 0.8 miles away and then climb and then begin your ascension because it's straight uphill.
Yeah.
And then you have to do the same thing leaving. You have to go down, But the bowl had cleared out. And this is not an exaggeration. 6 minutes to Universal Studios from the bowl. I didn't even know they were that close. That's the trick in LA is you have no idea how close things are because there's always traffic.
Later in the fest, you got stuck in bowl traffic.
Yes.
The store.
Yes, and I was dehydrated. So I was like, uh-oh. I either got to walk or puke.
Our Uber driver was like, no. I will not take you any further.
We went to some cool rooftop bar.
Get out of here.
The Highland something. It doesn't matter.
There's a hotel with bar.
I tried to go to Tiki Tea twice, but they have very limited hours.
Yes.
And it's the spot in Silver Lake, right? We'll go another time. There's got to be an occasion we can all go up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make one. We'll make one.
Yes. Right now?
Not Sunday through Wednesday.
So,
yes.
Now,
when they're closed.
We have about 5 to 7 minutes left in the podcast. I'm so glad that it went this way. If you want to know what our exact contrast is in our lives, and this is what I like about our lives, is we did that for 4 days, on and off for a week, and then we became who we really are, which is we came home to our life here. And our life is it is truly red carpets and pickup lines. This is we are
red carpet.
We are we are red carpets and school pickup lines. That's who
one day.
And red carpet. I know there's only been one like official one, but we've gone to tons of cool showings and back. Melissa, we went to 3 shows this week that we didn't pay for a ticket, and we said hi to the artist each time. We went to Drew on Sunday. John Foreman showed up. That was fun.
Yeah.
He
rode his bike.
He rode his bike down from, I think he's in Carlsbad or something like that. And there was a picture of Drew, Mel, John, and I. And without even thinking, John and I just threw up I was like, it just hits 12 years here. I did it ironically at first, but now it's actually kind of an easy thing to do with your hands.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And Drew was like, he's like, how often do you surf, John? And he's like, I mean, ideally every day. And Drew's like, what? Because if you don't live in Southern California, you don't even know about surfers like that, or Florida or something like that.
Yeah.
And John was like, on an ideal day, I just I surf and then I go to the studio. She's like, that's exactly who I want you to be, John Foreman, with your long blonde hair.
Totally. Crispy skin.
Oh, what a beautiful man. Beautiful man. But then the reality is what we came back into, and we get home and we have like a day off, and we meant to get to Mother's Day stuff. It's going to be next week. We have so much content to talk to you guys about. But I had this thought. I know that we talk about this like a lot on the pod, but like there are a lot of difference between parents and non-parents. If you really want to see the difference between a parent and a non-parent, it's Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday is the difference because the parent wakes up on a Saturday and goes, I have to get 3 kids in 3 different locations by 9 a.m.
Yeah, 3 different call times.
Three
Yep.
different call times for 3 different activities, potentially in 3 different cities.
Yes.
As they get
and-
older, potentially in 3 different counties,
Yep.
each for $3,000.
And you've already you prepped your coffee, you prepped your snacks. I had lunch boxes because and I had 3 different friends helping me.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah. So you guys left at 7:45. I left at 7:20. And then I stayed back and took the third one in at 9.
Yes.
And then I went to the event you were at, and then I left it early to pick up the other one. And then,
It's great. You know what it is? It is easier. It's the same amount of work for a single person to fly across the country as it is for a parent to execute one Saturday morning. It's the same amount of logistics.
Prep and work.
You're like, I got to prep a thing. I got to
Contacts
think through my meal. I got to get this here. I got to check in for my flight. We're doing that every Saturday. It's like you're juggling a thing that gets hungry and cusses at you in front of your mom. Every Saturday. Every Saturday, I'm just juggling this little hateful thing so that it can have a bright future. And it's this weird paradigm that you have as a parent where you're like, I'm trying to provide you a future way better than what I had, but I am going to make you feel bad about it the whole time. I didn't have this kind of support. And the kid's like, well, you're giving me this support. I didn't ask for this. But it's great. And that's what we had to do. We woke up on a Saturday morning. We had to get this. And I was home. You do this by yourself a lot. I was home for this.
I do it by myself this Saturday.
Yeah. But not the following Saturday. But we got to get a kid at theater. We got to get a kid down to the school who's going on a field trip to Knott's Berry, and we got a kid that has a big track playoff meet. So we both got to go to this. Oh, also the grandparents want to go. Here's the address. Get yourself there. Yeah, it's crazy. This is a normal Saturday. Our son ran very well. It's fantastic. Oh, so fun, so fun. But it's
wild,
whoo!
Wild.
It's just one Saturday.
I know, and then it's 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And you're just I'm going to lay in the bed.
Yes. You know what it is? Once again, I'm dehydrated.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, folks, we want to give a special shout out to our As Essential as Oils patrons. Those are the top tier, baby. The best of the best. The $25 a month and up patrons. So thank you so much for supporting the podcast. We love you and appreciate you so much. First off, Averill Griffiths,
Adam Bush,
Allison Nelson,
Bonnie Galindo,
Brandon Schoenberger,
Carrie T,
Christopher Finland,
Code to Grow,
Courtney Eibling,
Damaris Diaz-Stevens,
Daniel Owens,
Dave and Melissa Cox,
Dave Hoagland,
Dustin Daly,
Jason and Francis White,
Jessica Hanheran,
Joshua and Nikki Platt,
Jordan Cowan,
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos,
Matt and Sam Slosdom,
Michelle Calson,
Nathan and Jennifer Merritt,
Nicole Carose,
Rachel Wilson,
Robert and Nellie Capen,
Rachel Kennedy,
Stephen Mina,
Tiffany Payne. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so much for your support. Bye.
Bye.